CBS really went after you on the future of television and television revenue, and they slammed you on Twitter. They said, where does he get this stuff? Where does Rich Greenfield get this stuff? Rich Greenfield, defend yourself. What does CBS get wrong?
Look, there's just a fundamental change in consumer behavior, and I think, whether it's yourself, your kids, your friends, we're all sitting in front of the television, and yes, we still watch lots of television every day. I think the difference, Tom, is that we're sitting there with another device, usually in our laps, a phone, a tablet, a laptop, and every time a commercial break goes on, you're staring down at your phone. Your attention, I guess, quote-unquote, your engagement is focused around that very personal device in your life, which is that mobile device. And what CBS said publicly last week was that people are actually not fast-forwarding as much on their DVRs through commercials anymore because they're so busy on their mobile phones they forget to fast-forward. But to me, that's the huge comment from CBS, because it just proves the fact that from an advertising standpoint, where does a brand want to be? Do they want to be on the TV or on the phone? I think it's obvious. They want to be on the phone.
What is the ratio of loss of revenue as we migrate from 30-second commercials none of us watch over to the commercials of mobile cell phone? How much do they lose on a percentage basis?
Well, look, there is $65 billion of TV advertising that has basically grown, other than a recession, but basically has grown forever. And I think what you're seeing now is, for the first time ever, and you all talk about kind of the overall healthy economy on Bloomberg all the time over the course of the last year. It may not be perfect, but it's certainly getting better. This is the first time ever we've had a reasonably healthy economy. We've had reasonably healthy overall ad market spending and down television advertising. Something is changing, and so that $65 billion, we believe, now is in secular decline, and I think CBS just doesn't want to believe it.
Rich, we've got Paul Sweeney with us from Bloomberg Intelligence here on the desk. Paul, we've been talking about cord cutting, I feel like, for 5 years. If we take a broader look, what is the one data point that you would look to that would explain this move now? Because I feel like we've been waiting for it forever.
It's interesting when you talk about the media meltdown, if you will, just over the last several weeks, and Rich has been kind of out in front of this, raising this issue for a long time, but it really came into the media stocks over the last couple of weeks, and the canary in the coal mine really for it was Disney. When Disney had their earnings a couple of weeks ago, they talked about ESPN actually losing viewers. This is ESPN, the stalwart of the cable television bundle, losing viewers, and Disney therefore had to lower its guidance for profitability. We had never seen that before, and that, for the general portfolio manager out there, was really the wake-up call.
And in fact, Rich Greenfield, you called out Bob Iger on this as well, and the defense that Disney and all these companies are giving is that they'll go direct to consumer, that they have the capability of doing that. But you say they actually don't. They don't have the engineers, they won't be able to attract the engineers, and they're no good at technology.
I just think they're all bluffing. They really can't do it. I mean, the reality is the bundle offers them such protection. I mean, there's, 94 million people paying ESPN $7 a month effectively. To go direct to consumer, first of all, the minute they do it, they lose all the protection of being in the most distributed tiers. But then also just think about this. Let's just say that 20 to 30 million people would pay for ESPN direct to consumer. Remember, you don't have to subscribe the whole year. I mean, that's what Netflix has taught us, is that, they have to put so much programming on to keep your entire family engaged. But if you think about more niche content sources like ESPN,
like Bloomberg
you don't
Surveillance,
have to subscribe beyond football season.
That's good. Rich Greenfield mentioning Bloomberg Surveillance is the ultimate niche content. Rich Greenfield, thank you so much with BTIG Research.